What is going on, y'all? And welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. So today we're going to talk about some bad comic book art. I don't know about you, but the comics are getting expensive nowadays, and the last thing I want to see in a comic book that I purchase is some bad artwork. What nowadays comics are like $3.99, $4.99, sometimes more than that. You know, if I'm paying that kind of money nowadays, I expect something halfway decent. I don't want to knock the comic book artists because they have a hard job as it is, and I can never fathom of drawing stuff like that. I can't even draw a stick figure, y'all. So I'm not knocking the artists, but sometimes, if something's bad, it's got to be let known. So to kick this off, we're gonna first start off with like a lot of these artists, I don't know, but some of these artists I can just tell by the artwork who it is. So the first one we're gonna talk about is Captain America, and this is art by Rob Liefeld. And as you can see here, what's up with Captain America's chest? Just the body is very disproportionate. There's nobody's chest sticks out like that. I don't know what he was thinking. You could always tell his art, especially around the face. He always has the same face structure in his drawings. But yeah, this is pretty bad. Captain America. All right, next we're gonna move on to Superman, or Clark Kent. As you can see in this picture right here, what's up with Clark's face? He kind of reminds me of when Henry Cavill had his mustache fixed CGI. That's what this looks like, especially around his mouth. I don't know why his face is like that. I've never seen Clark Kent look like this, but this is kind of tame compared to some other bad artwork. All right, now we're gonna switch to the Scarlet Spider, and this is Ben Reilly. Look at his face, y'all. What is up? It looks like he's getting melted right now. I don't know what's up with his nose, what's up with his mouth. This is just terrible. I don't know if they meant to do it this way, but it's not a good cover, y'all. What y'all think? All right, next. I'm sorry, but Frank Miller. His artwork has always been kind of bad, in my opinion, but he is a good comic book creator. He done a lot of things like Dark Knight Returns and what else? Sin City, just a whole bunch of stuff. So I do like Frank Miller, but his artwork is, I think he just needs to let the artwork to somebody else because this is bad. So we got Sabretooth right here, and he doesn't really look like Sabretooth. The color scheme is right, but what is up with this face, y'all? Just everything's just awful. It's awful. All right, next is gonna be Captain Marvel, and I don't know what the hell this artist was thinking. The body tone is okay, but the face, what is up with the face, y'all? I want to say something, but I can't because everything got to be too PC now. But that face, the nose, oh my goodness, I'm just speechless. This is just, I don't know what they were thinking. They don't care about, how we feel, how Captain Marvel looks. Captain Marvel has always been a nice looking woman, but right here, I'm sorry, this just ain't it. Let's move on to the next one. We got another art here by, I don't know who it is, but this is another Captain Marvel drawing. This Captain Marvel version, I don't know if she's supposed to look old, but she looks like she's in her 60s right here. It could be part of the storyline, her being old, but this is bad. But if she's 60, that body doesn't look 60. Just her face and her hair is just not doing it for me. Next. All right, another artwork by Frank Miller, And this is Wolverine right here, and he looks the same as Sabretooth in the face. Just the body is not looking right. I don't know what's up with the claws. The claws don't even look like claws. They look like fingernails. What y'all think? But this is bad. Let's move on. All right, we got Wolverine again. I don't know who drew this, but look how small his hands are compared to his arms. Look at the claws too. Those claws look sad, y'all. Man, this is bad. Oh, goodness. This is abomination. Just the proportions don't even match in this picture. Next, let's go to the next one. All right, we got Rob Liefeld again, and we got Captain America here. And I don't know what's going on in this cover. As you can see, the typical Rob Liefeld facial features are all the same. And what's up with that? What do you call that? What's the word I'm looking for when you call a disembodied head? I don't know. I can't think of it right now. I'll put it up on the screen. But what is up with that head below his leg? That's crazy looking. I don't know what's going on. I guess that's the Red Skull. He don't look too bad. Nick Fury, he don't look too bad, but just a mess. You know, there's a lot going on in this cover. Sorry. Next. All right, we got Wolverine again, and look at the guy's neck. Look at Wolverine's neck and his cowl. Why is his ear so small? As far as bad artwork, this is not really that bad, but it can do better. Wolverine, they could make his neck at least fit his body. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, this is a hot mess. So we got Spider-Man right here. What's up with his body contortion? Just nothing looks right. Is he supposed to be Plastic Man or Spider-Man? What's going on here? But yeah, this is pretty bad, y'all. Goodness. Look at his back leg and compared to his front leg. What the hell is that? All right, we got Wolverine again, and there's a lot wrong with this cover. First of all, what the hell is that creature on top of Wolverine? Second, look at Wolverine's face. What is that? Wolverine looks like an alien right here. He does not look like a mutant human. And the body is okay, but just the faces. What's up with the faces, y'all? This is bad. All right, moving on to Batman. And I've never seen Batman look like this. Batman looks like an abomination. What's up with his teeth? Just his whole facial structure is off on this one. I know y'all agreed on this, and this is pretty bad. I don't know who the artist is, but this is horrible, y'all. All right, next we got to move on to Thor, and I think this might be John Romita Jr. I don't know, could be wrong, but Thor looks like a female right here, and I don't think this is supposed to be female Thor. What do y'all think? But yeah, this is just not good artwork. It's not the worst that I've seen, but definitely not the best I've seen of Thor. All right, we're gonna move on to Spider-Man again. And again, why are they messing up Spider-Man's body? What the hell is that on top? Is that his legs? That doesn't even look like a leg. What's up with his knees? This is just horrible. Man, this should not be a cover to a comic. I'm sorry. All right, let's move on. We got Wolverine again with another deformed body. So his legs, his thighs. My man got some thunder thighs going on right now. Man, this is just crazy. You know, some people just, I think they just don't give a damn. Maybe they're in a rush to, get something put out. But man, this is bad. Let's move on. All right, we're gonna go back to Superman again. And what's up with Superman's face? Oh my God, this is pretty bad. This is about as bad as the last Batman we seen with the facial structure. Just horrible. Superman is supposed to be handsome and good looking. What the hell is this? I know he's probably in peril right now, but still, you can draw somebody, that's struggling, but doesn't have to look like a creature, This is bad. Let's move on. All right. We got Frank Miller again, but this time, this is Wonder Woman. And the body is not as bad as his last drawings, but the faces on Wonder Woman and the face on this kid is terrible, terrible artwork. And what's up with her wrist right there? Her wrist and her fist. That looks like a hoof. I'm sorry. It looks like a cow's hoof. All right, let's move on. Oh, we got Frank Miller again. Another Wonder Woman. Just her body is all jacked up on here. What's up with her chest plate? What's up with her shoulders? Her biceps are off. Frank Miller, I love you, man, but damn, this is bad. Let's move on. All right, we got Superman again. I don't know if it's Superman or Superboy, but he looks kind of young right here. But what's up with his face? He looks like he's got something going on. I'm not gonna say what he looks like, but yeah, his eyes ain't right, y'all. All right, let's move on. And we got another Superman. So this is not as bad as some of the rest of the artwork, but Superman is mad thick right here. He is thick all over right here. Man, I don't know what run this is from, but man, this is crazy. This is not bad. This is just like pretty much comical right now. All right, let's move on to Namor. And as far as the body structure, it doesn't look too bad, but from the neck up, he looks like a hot mess. I wouldn't think this is Namor unless I read the title. This is Savage Namor, so I don't know. I didn't even hear about the storyline. This might have came out in the 80s or something. But yeah, this artwork is kind of, it's not bad. It's just looks like typical 80s, 90s artwork, which is pretty bad altogether. All right, we're gonna move on to Wolverine again. So what what I think is messed up with this is his claws and what's up with his boots. His cowl is kind of jacked up too. The cowl is just, the ears of the cows is way too long. His claws are thin and look crazy looking, and his boots are crazy. But yeah, not good. But that's it. That's all the artwork that I found. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more, on the interwebs of bad artwork. But these are just some of the few that I found. And we'll probably revisit this later. But out of all these images, y'all, what do y'all think were the worst? What do you guys think about Rob Liefeld and Frank Miller? I'm not alone. I think other people think that their artwork kind of sucks. But hey, they're both great creators. Rob Liefeld brought us Deadpool. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had Deadpool. But yeah, that's all I got, y'all. Hey, let me know what y'all thought in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.